It has been a while, YouTube, and we're finally back. Well, only half of us is back. Josh, who's usually behind the camera, is currently in Japan living his best life.
Hey dude!
Hi!
Miss ya!
Anyway, just a quick update on basically what we're going to be doing this year. So we're going to be doing the same videos again in about 2 weeks time. We're going to be regularly updating again on our channel as we've been quite inactive for about a month. We're still going to be doing reviews. We've got a lot of events lined up and a couple documentary series coming out as well, which should be pretty cool. But today's video is all about Canon. So today I've been invited by Canon Australia to attend an event at Sun Studios in Alexandria about a new product, which they haven't really given me any information on, but it should be pretty exciting. I'm guessing it might be a brand new EOS R of some kind or some new lenses from what I've seen on Canon rumors and what's been lurking around on the internet, but let's go find out.
So first day back on filming. I already forgot to bring my ND filter, so there's a bit of a problem filming outdoors right now. And also I keep forgetting to turn on my mic. I took so much footage on the way to get to the studio and I forgot to turn on my mic. I'm an absolute rookie. Also, to top off my complete video noobness for today, I have to walk to the studio, which is about 15 minutes from the station, and it's 36 degrees Celsius and I am sweating.
Alright, so here we are. We have the brand new Canon EOS RP, which is a really exciting new camera from Canon. It is kind of an entry-level price pointed full frame mirrorless camera, which is really exciting. I'm predicting it to be around the $2,000 Australian mark or just a bit under. And it is basically the same control scheme and ergonomics that you'd be familiar with in like the Canon 750D, the 800D or the 80D. As you can see on top of the camera, you've got your mode dial, you've got basically identical menus, and it shares kind of a similar layout to the EOS R in the touchscreen functions, so it's fairly easy to navigate around. What you can see on right now at the bottom of the EOS RP is a extra grip that I've added on. So this is the BGE1 grip for the EOS RP, which basically extends the grip out a bit more, so it's a lot more comfortable to hold. But what I really like about this grip is that you don't need to take it off to access your battery and SD card, because you can just open it, pop it in, pop it out, and then close it, and away you go. I find the grip really useful for people who want to be using the EF adapter or any longer lenses on the camera, because it will basically assist you in holding the camera for longer periods of time. On the side of the camera, you've got a couple ports. You've got a microphone port, a headphone port, a remote port, a HDMI port, as well as a USB port as well. On top of the camera, as you can see, there is no touchpad or the screen at the top like the EOS R. Instead, it has that mode dial, which everyone is familiar with if you are coming from a entry-level Canon camera. In terms of its features for LCDs, it does have the same flip-out screen, a 3-inch touchscreen like the EOS R, which is great for anyone who wants to vlog or shoot at different perspectives, and it's nice and bright as well, so it's pretty daylight viewable in most scenarios. Secondly, it's got a pretty good EVF as well, although I feel at times it might be the model that I have now, but the LCD actually looks a bit brighter than the EVF at times, but the EVF overall doesn't really lag and it's quite responsive, so you can see your autofocus and basically everything you need to see, like your settings, your composition, quite well. One thing I wish the Canon EOS RP did have is a dedicated SD card slot, because at the moment the SD card slot is being shared with the battery, and at times that can be a bit annoying to access. However, I feel to be able to implement a dedicated SD card slot, the camera would have to be a bit bigger. And honestly, the size of this thing is amazing. It is tiny. Comparing the two bodies, you can tell that the EOS R has a bit of a deeper grip, and it's got a bit more bells and whistles in terms of buttons in comparison to the RP. Whereas the RP keeps it nice and simple, it's got all the fundamental controls that you need, and it keeps it in a really nice small package. So for anyone that loves traveling or is looking for a camera that is really easy to use and to pick up from using a entry-level DSLR or entry-level EOS M system, then the EOS RP is perfect. So let's run over the features. Now, I didn't get a spec sheet from Canon as this is quite early days, but I'll try and remember everything that they've told me. So the first thing is it houses a full frame 26 megapixel sensor, which is similar to the 16 Mark IIs. It is a newer design of it, so it's a bit more refined, and the processing power is more sophisticated. On the inside, to complement the 26 megapixel sensor, there is a Digi 8 processor, which gives you an expandable ISO range of 100 to 25,600 and continuous shooting speeds at roughly about 5 frames per second. In terms of its actual video capabilities, for now, what I can see is it can do 4K up to 25p, that is cropped at 1.7 times, and then as well as Full HD up to 60p, which is great for people who want to do vlogging and basically YouTube work. So I can see this camera being very handy for travelers, vloggers, or anyone who wants to delve into a bit of video, but primarily will be using this camera to shoot. Alright, so let's talk about image quality. Today I tested the EOS RP with 4 lenses: the 16 to 35mm f4 EF, the 24 to 105 f4, the 28 to 70 f2, as well as the Canon 35mm macro lens. And all the images that came out on the EOS RP were amazing. They're high in detail, they look sharp with all the lenses, and honestly the dynamic range on it I feel is a bit better than the 16 Mark II, which is absolutely brilliant. In terms of its actual low light performance, I took a couple of shots in 32 and 6400 ISO, and it works pretty well. I can't see too much grain, and you didn't have to do too much work in post-processing either, so this makes it a really attractive camera for people who really like shooting at night. In terms of video, as you would expect from a Canon camera, the EOS RP is brilliant. The colors look good, and the videos are silky smooth, and it was quite easy to navigate around the menus to basically get your settings to shoot your shots. So my final thoughts on the Canon EOS RP. So after playing around with the camera today for about 2 hours, honestly I had a lot of fun using the camera. I can really see this camera being great for vloggers, and at its price point as well, be great for any photographer or videographer looking to jump from an entry-level DSLR or mirrorless camera from Canon into a full frame system. The EOS RP also benefits in the sense that it can adapt EF lenses using your adapters, and this will take your EFS as well as EF mount lenses, making it really easy to transition to full frame. Unlike going the DSLR route where EFS lenses won't work on a EF body, you get to salvage basically your whole lens collection, which is great. In terms of its value for money, the EOS RP is brilliant. You've got great image quality, great video quality, great ergonomics. It really is a great camera for anyone looking to jump into full frame without spending too much money. If you have any questions on the EOS RP, pop them in the comments below. Make sure to follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, and our blog for full written reviews as well as what's going on in store. And as always, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button so you don't miss out on our next video. And hopefully Josh will be back for our next video, as I feel quite lonely doing these videos by myself.